Good morning, guys. How are you all doing today? Can I get a mic check? Mic check sounds good. Audio is good. Camera is good. Trying a new setup today, guys. Tell me what you think of the circle. All right, setting up my analysis. Time to do some analysis today. All right. Good evening, guys. How's everyone doing today? It appears that we're still in the range. Market's still ranging. We didn't get out of it. We're still inside the range, guys. We haven't gone out of the range. It almost looked like Bitcoin took a fall. Um, Almost looks like Bitcoin took a fall. It almost looks like Bitcoin took a fall, but then for the time being, it just bounced back. All right, guys, bear with me. I'm just adjusting my. We good? Are we live? All systems online. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, Ariane. How's it going? It's been quite a long day. I think a lot of people had quite a bit of a heart attack yesterday because the market faked us out once more, making us believe that we were actually going to exit the consolidation zone and we were going to go lower. But instead, it swept liquidity once more, and now we are back to where we started. This is it's now officially we're in 2 weeks of consolidation right now. 2 weeks, February 6th all the way to February 20. 2 weeks, guys. Can't see when was the last time we've had this kind of consolidation. I mean, most of the time it just lasted from 21, 28, 1 week, 6, 12, 1 week, 17 to 31. I mean, 17 to 31 makes sense because it is New Year's, it's Christmas, it's the celebrations and holidays. So obviously, not much traders are going to be on the charts when they're spending time with their family and their holidays. Market is just trending bullishly or bearishly in general. If there's a consolidation period, it lasts literally just a week. See the market, these are nice ranges. So here's consolidation July 15 up until 30. This is the last time there was 2 weeks of consolidation, which was 6 months ago. 7 months ago, actually. Yeah, but even the consolidation zone over here, 7 months ago, it still looks bearish to me. I mean, you could see that there is a bearish push. Liquidity swept, liquidity swept. It just keeps going lower and lower and lower. And it even swept down over here with imbalances, which gets filled over here. It continues going down. So really, this isn't even a consolidation zone. This, however, where we are, is a clear indication of a consolidation zone. I mean, you got 1, 2, 3 relative equal highs, 1, 2, 3 relative equal lows. This could go anywhere, guys. This could literally go anywhere, and no one knows where the market is going. Absolutely no one. How you doing, Sheen? How's it going? All right. So let's look at what happened earlier today during your session. Let's pull up the zone. Let's see what happened over here. So you got London session consolidation over here, and what's it called? I feel like my battery is dying. One second. So we're looking at the London session over here. Yesterday, after our Asian takeoff over here, it looked pretty good to get into a trade because price kept. I mean, it literally took out this high over here. It had a nice rejection. I remember we were right here, and when we were here, price took off. It went higher, and then it got rejected. This is London's high, and then it swept London's low with an imbalance. And it kept going lower all the way down until the outside, the edge of the consolidation box, and then it swept liquidity over here, and it went higher from there. That's it. So nothing going um, on Bitcoin today. You can even see in the Asian session since it opened, it's like a perfect higher high, higher low box. I mean, it's just a box right now. It's not going anywhere. Let's take a look at gold. Gold has also not done anything significant. Right now, every time I open my social media, every time I look at socials and I look at what's going on, all I keep seeing again and again and again is you have everything to do with the regional rivals that's going on in the Middle East, and Trump is talking about starting a air assault into Iran. So these things are going to be keeping prices intact. It's going to be in a consolidation zone. Everyone is speculating right now. We're just waiting to see what happens. If an attack does happen, we're going to be seeing extreme liquidity and prices are going to go higher. But if there is no attack, price is going to just continue consolidating because there was, for the longest time, literally for the last 2 weeks, peace deals, peace talks, peace meetings, peace this, peace that. Everything was talking. It was happening, but then it seems like no deal is made and nothing is going through. So right now, the world is patient. Everyone is speculating the market, and they're trying to see what's gonna happen next. So we'll see. So New York session, as you can see, nothing interesting happened. It took out yesterday's previous day high and it came back inside the range. So if we look at it on a daily time frame, you can see there's literally not much happening. Nothing going on. All right, let's take a look at Ethereum. Wow, this is just looking repeated. It just looks like it's the same thing. It filled the demand zone once again. Another liquidity sweep has happened. To be honest, even though we are ranging constantly over and over and over again, it just seems like at this point, um, you could just take easy trades from the edges. Even though I advise against it, but I'm sure that's what quite a lot of people are doing because price just keeps coming down perfectly, as you can see. It just keeps coming down to the demand zone and keeps coming down to the demand zone and reacting. It's going up from here. So let's see, is this high taken out? Barely. Okay. Feel like my mouse is dying on me. Let me set up my second mouse. 1 second. Bear with me, guys. My mouse has completely died on me. So I will be using a new mouse. Oh yeah. Here we go. Here we go. Perfect. So now I can go back to my analysis. All right. So coming back, Ethereum looks pretty good. The structure is really nice, to be honest. It is bearish. However, there is a nice demand zone over here. And this demand zone, it just keeps getting filled over and over again. So it seems like it is actually a nice place to enter trades at these liquidity levels. Perhaps, if I were to enter a trade from over here, I'd enter something micro. I wouldn't be aggressive. And I'll place like my entry over here, simply because you want to get like at least the 50% zone of the demand zone. Place your stops just below here at this previous level, low, and then target the high of the box, which is over here. So that's a clean 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. It's not a high quality setup. However, it is still a valid setup because price keeps coming down into this liquidity area. So it's something that you could do, something you could consider, because it's just ranging. It just keeps coming down, filling the imbalance and leaving. What else? Let's take a look at the dollar. I mean, we are all looking at the dollar. We're trading against the dollar, so we might as well do some analysis on that. So daily time frame, it also looks like it's on a consolidation box, but it is aiming higher. Let's look at a 4-hour time frame. It is bullish. You could see the bullish structure over here. So price took out this high, came back down, filled the imbalances, lower high that gets taken out. Okay, so it took out this lower high, went up, took out this lower high, went up, came back down, and perfectly rejected to the lower high over here, which is the first part of the market structure shift. And then price is just aiming higher from here. Yeah, I'll leave these levels because price might come back to it. But it seems like it's just going higher towards this lower high. So let me just increase this font size for you guys. Yeah, it just seems like it's going higher now towards this lower high. So the dollar is going up. It doesn't necessarily mean gold is going down. And the same goes with Bitcoin. It just means that the dollar is being completely inflated. It's being pushed all the way up. And Bitcoin and gold aren't going any lower simply because they don't want to. They're at a point of consolidation right now, and it's mostly, I mean, the technicals are failing on Bitcoin and gold because it seems like this whole geopolitical events is raising a lot of concern amongst investors, and investors will always invest in gold and silver and Bitcoin when they feel there's unrest happening in the world. So that's what I think is happening. Yeah, I was just looking at Ethereum just now. I can come back to it. Literally, I just spent 5 minutes on it, but we'll come back to it in a minute. Just looking at the dollar, trying to understand over here. So, it seems like dollar overall it's in a bullish structure, and it's intact. You can clearly see that it's bullish. I'll show you how I see it. You could see over here, this lower high gets swept, this lower high gets swept. And once this one got swept, it created an imbalance by the candle that swept it. And after it created an imbalance, it got filled perfectly, and it just took off from there, and it took out the second high. It was a very aggressive move to the upside. Once it took out this high and this high over here, it came back down perfectly to the same level, the first level of the market structure shift. It reacted, and then it just started pushing up again. So because of that, you could clearly see that the dollar is definitely bullish. It's got a lot of momentum. You could see that there's imbalances created and filled, and the cycle keeps going. Again, imbalances created and filled. So the dollar is going higher. So it's pretty inflated, I would say. Pretty inflated. But then again, BTC is not going lower only because that it's also a safe haven. People like to invest in Bitcoin when in times of uncertainty, and the same goes with gold. I mean, the dollar is going up and so is gold, but you can clearly see on the 4-hour time frame, this is really choppy price action. There's no clear trend. This is a clear trend. Over here, this is a clear trend. All these candles, the structure looks pretty clean. But then over here, the candles, they kind of look messy. I mean, they don't really make sense. Super messy. Like generally you'd see this candle, this is an imbalance fill, and a bullish candle, and then it should go higher, but instead it created this candle which rejects perfectly on the higher low that got sticking out. Usually after a candle like this, there's another bullish candle that comes and it would close above here. This is like a clean setup. And then instead the liquidity sweep, and it shows you another sign. So this is 2 times it looks like price is going to go higher. And then next time price came down. So it's really uncertain what's going on. Nobody's certain with what's happening in gold because we're still in consolidation and we're waiting. As for Ethereum, let's come back to it. I mentioned earlier that we are in a consolidation zone. As you can see, the zone here is actually quite nice to look at. You could see that it is just, it's actually a really clean, it's a clean look, simply because you could see that prices come down and then it hasn't taken out this high over here. This lower high at 2,193 is precisely where you want price to go to change from flip from bearish to bullish, because as long as it's under this price, it is still bearish. It has to go higher. So for the time being, price is in consolidation. You could mark it from here to here. Yep, consolidation box right here. That is your consolidation. And then this is your demand zone. And you could see that price keeps coming into the demand zone multiple times, not just once, but multiple times. It's come here once, twice, 3 times, and 4 times, 5 times. So demand zone is still intact, and the price is definitely in a consolidation box. All right, I literally drew a box, so it's more visibly clear, and the demand zone is right underneath. So yeah, the price is in a consolidation box for Ethereum. What's the correlation between dollar, gold, and BTC? I just told you this. So when we're looking at the chart over here, you're going to see it's Ethereum against the US dollar. You can see also BTC against the US dollar, and then XAU, which is gold, against the US dollar. So if we're against the US dollar, that simply means that if the dollar goes up, then the currency or the pair that's we're looking at is going to go down. So that being said, gold, when the dollar goes higher, okay, when the dollar goes higher, which it is, if we're looking at it on a higher time frame, the higher the dollar goes. So let me draw an arrow. When the dollar goes up, okay, gold is supposed to, when the dollar goes up, gold is supposed to go down, simply because when it's like a balance. Just think of a weighing scale in your mind. When one goes down, the other goes up, and when one goes down, the other side goes up. It's the same thing. So when the dollar goes down, gold goes up, And the same thing with Bitcoin. And when Bitcoin goes up, the dollar goes down. However, that is not always the case. If it's just that simple, then all of us would be multimillionaires. Instead, the reality is most of the time when the dollar goes up, the gold and Bitcoin and everything that's against the dollar goes down most of the time. But then there are times like this where we are at right now. You need to understand that fundamentals, which essentially means geographic events, political events, diplomacy, trade, natural disasters, all of these outside of the technicals affect the market. So the technicals, it moves based on what we know: support and resistance, trend lines, fair value gaps, imbalances, the candlestick patterns, bearish flag, bullish engulfing candles, etc. All of these are technicals, and they are working fantastic. The technicals is basically 80% of the work. However, the fundamentals is 20% of the work. The real world events affects the market. So I'll give you a simple example. When we look at oil, okay, so I'll show you something very interesting. Let's see, oil is right here, okay? So as you can see, oil has started to go up since February 17, okay? February 17, which is 3 days ago. Now, this is the cost of a barrel, no, not a barrel, but like a amount of gold. Okay, I'm not a gold. I'm not an oil trader. So this is 60 right now. We're at $66.76 dollars per something for oil, per one something of oil. I don't do oil, so I don't know much about it. However, there is a measurement: $66 for one of something oil. It can't be a barrel, because if it's 66 for a barrel of oil, that sounds really cheap. But it's something, a measurement of oil. So have you noticed that in general, price has been choppy, been going down, it's going up, but then here you can clearly see a break of structure. It's extremely bullish, and this is 4-hour time frame, so you can see just how big this is. These are massive candles. Now, why did this happen? It's got nothing to do with technicals. This is happening because Iran has closed off the Strait of Hormuz, and this narrow strip of waterway, the Strait of Hormuz, it supplies 20% of the global supply of oil. So the world's oil that comes from the United Arab Emirates, that comes from Qatar, that comes from Kuwait, that comes from Saudi Arabia, that comes from Iraq, that these countries that depend on selling their oil, they ship their oil shipments out of this narrow strip of land. And this narrow strip of land has been closed off. If you guys want to visualize it, it'll actually be even more exciting. Let me visualize it for you guys, because it's actually quite significant what's happening over here. So, okay, so let me okay. All right, here we go. We're just gonna look at the map just for a second. So you can see over here that all of these countries, Kuwait, Iraq, Bahrain, Qatar, Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia has the other side, so they're kind of good. But obviously their oil supplies, they're all of the petroleum in Saudi Arabia is not in this region. It's all in this region, especially in Al Jubail and Dammam. That's where they first discovered oil. This is an oil-rich area, okay? And this narrow strip of land over here is precisely where the supply of oil, 20% of the supply of oil comes out of here. And Iran, which is here, they just blocked off this area. completely blocked it off. So there's no oil that's going on from this side of the world to the other side of the world. And because of that, you've seen this surge of price just going up aggressively over here for oil. Now it's stable because it's reached a point where it's quite high. And the US is talking about opening this by, attacking it. They sent 500 military planes just 2 days ago as a reaction based on what a retaliation as the base to what Iran did. So I think there is some escalation that's going to be happening probably this weekend, probably next week. It seems pretty intense. So the price of oil went up. And that is how the fundamentals work. So that is why when you asked me the question, what's the correlation between dollar, gold, and BTC and other currencies, you got to understand that even though the standard that we know is that when the dollar goes up, gold should go up as well, go down, and when the dollar goes down, gold should go up. That is mostly the case, but not always, because the economy right now in the US is being pumped. Everything is inflated, everything's going good, everything is booming. But at the same time, you've got people worrying about oil shortages. People are worrying about the devaluation of currency. People are worrying that the fiat currency is going to be worthless when all hell breaks loose. So when that worry comes in, they buy gold. So then now the dollar and the gold are going up at the same time. And the same thing with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the gold is like not even Web 1 or Web 2. Gold is like something that we've done since Adam and Eve, like back in the day. But gold has always been the traditional currency, which is always going to be a safe haven. Bitcoin is the modern technology, Web3, futuristic safe haven. So that is why also BTC is not reacting as much to the dollar's movement. So that's what I think between the correlation of the dollar, gold, and BTC. So yeah, hopefully we don't go into World War III. We don't want to see that, guys. Nobody wants that. I've seen a lot of comments throughout social media and stuff. There are very, 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 very few people that want something global like that on that scale to happen, but nobody wants it because I feel like we're in a generation right now where people, the younger generation, the world in general, everyone's just loving each other. Everyone's just like having a bromance. Every country has a bromance with each other. So we live in a globalized world where everything is just coming together now. All right, so let's discuss about what's probably going to happen today. Okay, so since we're in a Friday has a lot of market manipulation. Okay, super important point to understand. On Friday, there is a lot of market manipulation. So whatever charts, whatever analysis you make, yes, price is going to react to it, but what it usually does is it breaks through a level and then it comes back and does the opposite of what you expect. I mean, on Friday, usually the opposite of what you would expect always happens. So, for instance, on Thursday, we see this candle over here. This candle broke out of the consolidation box briefly, and then here's Friday, where we thought that price is going to go down. See this candle? See, it broke through and it came back to retrace with the 50% point with a nice, this is a very clear rejection, right? This price comes back to the lower high and it rejects it. So it looks like the next candle. Let's just replay it, right? If I put it over here, okay, what would you think? If we were over here, what would it look like? It looks like price is going to continue going down. So it broke this lower high, it went up, it failed to extend, and then it came here, and then it failed to go higher, and then it just dumped and left the consolidation zone. So now here is where people are thinking, okay, price is going to go down, especially since we have this small red candle with a nice rejection. Friday came, this is Thursday. Friday came, everyone probably sold, right? And then what happened? everyone got stopped out immediately because that's what the price does on Friday. So you gotta understand that on Friday, the price just does things you won't expect. So whatever intuition you have, expect the opposite, because that's what price always does on Friday. Like we have this understanding amongst traders that on a Friday, if you trade, then all the profits that you've made, everything that you made from Monday to Thursday gets taken on Friday. You give back charity to the markets on Friday. So something to consider. You know, don't trade on a Friday. We're just speculating of what could happen today. So based on my analysis, based on what I'm looking at, we are in a consolidation zone. Okay, that's one. So there is no trend, there is no bias. Two, we are also seeing that price is overall bearish, but there is a bullish momentum simply because a lower high was taken, and price keeps respecting that level, and it keeps coming back to it over and over and over again on multiple occasions. And lastly, three, you can't exactly make a decision because right now, with all the geopolitical events that's happening, there's uncertainty right now. And this uncertainty does not give you any confirmation of what might happen or what could happen. So because of that uncertainty, people are just waiting and their patience. And believe me, guys, the market will not reward impulsive traders in times like this. If you're trading impulsively right now, you're probably going to get stopped out multiple times. So you really don't want to expose yourself, especially in a consolidation zone and especially on a Friday. I mean, these are two clear signs that you don't want to take any trades today. So that's what I'm looking at today for Bitcoin. Now we'll take a look at gold. We've got insane amount of choppy price action on a 4-hour time frame. Gold is, I mean, there's not much to say. It's overall bullish, but at the same time, it's very choppy. You could see the price is aiming higher. These lower highs were taken out, and it's actually aiming higher. But then instead of it going higher, there's relative equal highs being formed, and it's getting rejected. Price is coming down, filled the imbalances over here, and it dumped just a little bit and extending the rejection wick, because technically it's not going to be bearish unless this higher low gets taken out over here, this one over here. It's not officially bearish unless this higher low at the 4,655 mark gets swept, or taken out, sorry. That's where it should be bearish. But in the meantime, it is still bullish. The structure is intact, but it's just a lot of waiting and a lot of consolidation right now. So guys, again, it's going to take some time. This is something nobody wants to hear. This is honestly the hard truth that nobody wants to accept, nobody wants to admit, but this is the reality. We are in uncertain times. There is a lot of political things happening in this world, and people are lost, people are afraid, people are cautious, and as a result, you could see the market showing people's emotions, showing how the world sees what's going on. Nobody knows what's going on. I want you guys to actually write your thoughts in the comments. Like have a chat with me. Convince me that you know what's going to happen next. Nobody knows, because this is the blessings. Let's call it the blessings. This is the blessings of Donald Trump. What he does is he says things, shocks the world, everyone's confused, and he does the opposite, or he does something. Trump, he is full of surprises. We never know what's happening with Trump. If you look at the markets during Biden's era, or if you look at the markets during the Bush's era or the Obama era, you're going to find only trends. You're going to see clear uptrends, clear downtrends, clear consolidation zones that last literally less than a week, couple of days. And from that, you're going to see price is just trending. And when price is trending, if you're buying, you're going to be buying at the lows and you're selling at the highs. And if it's bearish, you're going to be selling at the highs and closing at the lows. So it's pretty simple. But with Trump, it's a common misconception thinking that the price is going to be stable in an uptrend or a downtrend, because all it takes is one tweet from Truth Social from Trump, and the markets react, the market shifts. So it's a very interesting time. So it's important to pay attention to what he does and what he says. And right now, what is he doing? Is he's nothing. He's playing the um, he's playing the waiting game. So when Trump waits, we need to wait too, because the market is waiting, and there's nothing that's going on. You got to understand that the U.S. is the standard currency. Everyone's using the dollar to trade, to buy oil, to transfer between countries, and to exchange between countries. Everything is in dollars. Plus, on top of that, the U.S. has the largest military in the world. So when they take military action against other foreign nations and stuff, you're going to see price is reacting. When the Venezuela incident happened just a couple of weeks ago, which we kind of forgot about right now, but when it happened a couple of weeks ago, gold was on a bullish trend. It was very aggressive. It was taking out plenty of lower highs, and it just kept shooting higher. And then why did the dump happen? Why did these, like, this is all part of the Venezuela process. Why did this dump start coming in? The dump started coming in when Trump said, okay, we took out the bad guy, and now we got their oil, and now we're living in a time of prosperity and peace. And we've got Russia and Ukraine at the negotiating table, and we got Zelensky and Putin. They're sitting together and they're negotiating and they're talking. These are all like good signs. So gold completely dumped, because look at for how long it's been going in a bullish run. Look at that. Gold is just constantly just going higher and higher and higher since 2023, I think. It's been 3 years. It's just going higher and higher. It's doubled in value, doubled and a bit in value. So it got exhausted when Trump said, I'm a president of peace and things are going to be peaceful, and then just started dumping from there. But now things are getting heated up again. So the market is respecting what's happening in global affairs. So that's a huge driver you guys need to understand. It's a huge driver to understand that the market, it reacts to fundamentals. It reacts crazy to fundamentals. You can't be a trader without understanding the politics of the world, without understanding the economics of the world, without understanding the geography of the world, without understanding the tensions between countries in the world. You gotta take some time, probably open a couple of YouTube clips and just understand some geopolitical events that's happening in the world, because there's tons of videos out there of people who are journalists or specialists in that field who talk about these events. It's nice to be up to date with what's going on in the world, because not only does it keep you informed of what's happening in the world, it also keeps you prepared to actually catch moves before they happen. So, for example, I don't trade oil, but I know for a fact that there are oil traders out there that are watching very closely what's happening in the Middle Eastern region. Because when Iran announced that they blocked off the Strait of Hormuz, I can guarantee right there all the oil traders just probably not full margin buy, but they entered with superior confidence, probably 20-30% confidence with a heavy buy trade, because that, and oil, by the way, does not respect technicals. Oil is one of the only currency pairs or trading pairs that does not respect technicals at all. There's no technical analysis on oil. Oil is purely fundamental. Purely read the news. If something's happening, if there is a regional event going on in Venezuela or in the Middle East or whatever, like oil supplying nations, you're going to find price going up. If there's peace and everything, price is going to go down. It's just that simple. So yeah, there's that. So these are just simple fundamentals. It's. I hope you guys are learning. I hope you're starting to understand the bigger picture, that fundamentals is a big part of trading. You can't just enter a chart and just go on a 5-minute time frame and say, oh, okay, it's down here. It looks like, I feel like it's going up, so I'm going to click buy. Or it looks like it's going to go down and I'm going to click sell. It doesn't work that way. If it does work that way, we would all be wealthy, but it doesn't. There's a lot of factors, there's a lot of confluences that shape how the charts move and they behave. So with regards to gold, all I could say is that it is trapped. It's in a consolidation box. The consolidation looks kind of funny because if you look on a 1 hour time frame, the consolidation range is actually kind of big. You could see that the consolidation range, it's actually quite a big range. You could say it's like over here, right? It's kind of like in this kind of box over here. It's quite a big range. That's why I don't want to mark it, because it kind of looks messy. So can I draw the box exactly? No, exactly. It just looks too messy, and it's a lot of space. I mean, this is really from 5,044 down to 4,800. It's quite a big consolidation. So price is just bouncing from here to here, and instead of drawing a box, I can clearly see it. I'm sure you guys can visualize it as well. Price is just ranging. It's not going higher. See, higher highs, and then it breaks lower lows, and then it creates higher highs again, and that's ranging again. So because price is in a consolidation, there's not much to do for gold. However, if it does tend to go higher, if it's going to go and break higher towards this supply area over here, that is probably going to come down and fill this 1 hour imbalance, because this one has already been filled. There is one over here and here which could come back and fill it. Sure, it's possible. If Trump sends a tweet saying, "Guys, we've come to an agreement with Iran, and you know, America's great, and America's the greatest. We're doing great. We're doing fantastic." You know, like what he always does. Then it's going to go down and fill these imbalances before going higher. But then if it gets intense and there's some things that are going on, you're going to see price taking off straight without even coming down to the 1 hour imbalance. So that's something to consider. And you can see some liquidity coming in right now. Price is respecting this higher low level that I marked earlier. As you can see, I've pre-drawn this. I did not do anything right now. Price came, respected it, and a lot of liquidity is coming in and pushing the market right now. You can see some liquidity over here, quite apparent. So yeah, there is quite a bit of liquidity that's coming in right now. We'll see what happens. So that is the analysis on gold. Maybe he will have less influence in the future. What do you think? I mean, that is a very political question that I can't answer. But what I can tell you, based on what I noticed going on in the world, America seems very divided, and the civilians, the people, are trying to unite to do some changes in the U.S. They want the Americans to just generally get together and you know, what does the standard American want? You know, what is the basic need for an American? And I'll tell you, it's simple. They want to buy houses, they want to buy homes at a fair price. They want to buy groceries to feed their families. They don't want to work 2-3 jobs just to survive. They don't want to pay hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars for college fees. America's expensive. It's the inflation in the US is quite crazy. So when the Americans see that the government is shutting down, I mean, it's shut down twice already this year. The year just started. It's already had 2 government shutdowns. When they see that the funding is not going to the American people, to the infrastructure, and it's going elsewhere, people are out in the streets and they're rioting, they're complaining. Where is the funding going? So that's what I think, and that is reflecting quite badly in the leadership. And I'm not saying all the leadership in the U.S. is bad. There are quite good leaders. I mean, there are good congressmen out there. The president does what he believes is best for his country. So there's no political debate, because I don't have an opinion on that. However, do I believe that the U.S. is still the dominating force of the world, I can't say it. I can't say yes with a straight face, because you also have countries such as Saudi who have come to the world stage, and they're making big decisions, and they're organizing meetings and events, and countries are all uniting and following Saudi leadership. They do have influence in the world. You also have the UAE, which has their leadership. You also have Qatar, which has their influences. You also have China, which is they call it the sleeping giant, because they have basically they basically supply the world with a lot of goods, and countries rely on them. There's a lot of countries that completely rely on them. They're a huge trading partner, and because they also manipulate and influence what happens in the world. So when China speaks up, people pay attention. Russia is also a huge influence in the world. So you have all of these superpowers, all of them are indirectly competing, and it's not necessarily something militarily. No, they're competing economically. If you want to starve a nation, you sanction them with economics. You choke them with restrictions, with tariffs, which is what Trump is doing. But what Trump is doing with these tariffs is making people, the whole world in general, they're all uniting against all of these tariffs. Even European countries are like, Trump, why are you tariffing us? We're like allies since the last 100 years. So, there's good and there's bad, but you can't really say will he have an influence or not. It's too hard to say. He's an interesting character. He's a very interesting character, but then again, is he loved by the masses? I don't think so. Not anymore. Based on social media, based on a lot of comments that I see on social media, nobody respects him anymore. He keeps saying that America first, and everyone respects America now. No, I think a lot of people are laughing at America. But then again, the U.S. is still a very powerful country, and they still influence a lot of the geopolitical events that goes on in the world. So that's why a lot of the fundamentals, people pay attention to the news. When America does something, people pay attention, and then when America does something, the market reacts, because the market is all tied to the dollar, and we're all trading. I mean, let's be honest. Does anyone trade? No offense to the countries, but does anyone trade the Nigerian currency against the Malawi currency? Does anyone trade between Bolivia and Guyana's currency? I don't think so. I think we're all sticking with the US dollar. So that's just something interesting to consider. So that's what I think. Can I help check with the latest news? Not sure which website is better. So I use Crypto Market News. I mean, let's open it up. So there's Coin Market Cap. That's where there's a lot of crypto news. And then there's also CoinDesk, and then there is the Economic Times. I mean, you guys could literally just go on Google and type down crypto news. But let's take a look together and just read a couple of news. So let's see what's going on in the world. First of all, let's start with looking at yesterday's unemployment claims. You see the report. The report is actually fair. Let's see. I need to refresh the page. So the report, the unemployment claims, was really good for the US dollar. So the US dollar is going up, as we saw on the charts. Unemployment claims simply means that the US dollar is doing great. It is definitely going higher. And what do we have today? Today, there's probably quite a bit of news. So as you can see, President Trump is speaking today. And in fact, he just spoke. What else? We've got USD, advanced GDP, core PCE, and flash manufacturing PMI and flash services, and then quite a lot of news coming out today. Which something also I've noticed, guys, is that when there is a lot of news going on in the world, generally speaking, like when when there's news happening in the world, you're going to realize that there is quite a bit of what's the word, when there's a lot of news in the world, like when there's a lot of news coming out, you're going to see quite a bit of consolidation because the market is waiting to react to these news. So just it's something to keep in mind. When there is a lot of news folders such as this, you're going to be seeing that the price is going to be consolidating. It's waiting for the news to make a movement. So that is the news for today. Let's take a look at the crypto market news today. So virtuals protocol rallies at 3.17%. Cosmo drops 4%. VeChain drops. So it seems like a lot of altcoins are dropping by 4%, 5%. So perhaps you guys could look into buying some meme coins. So there's a lot of meme coins. It seems like everything is dropping by 4, 5, 6%. Shiba Inu falls 3.6%. It just, I mean, we can just keep going down, but it just seems like a lot of meme coins and all of these small coins that are less than $1, they all seem to be dropping right now. So if you guys want, I could do some analysis on those coins and we can look at the charts. But yeah, you could buy some meme coins right now. It seems like everything is dropping. And then CoinDesk over here. Let's see, BTC has a decline. Everything is declining in the crypto industry right now. I mean, the meme coins are dropping by staggering like 3, 4, 5, 6%. However, Bitcoin and Ethereum, it's safely going down by like 1%. It's nothing crazy. So, all right. So basically, what we've gathered is that we've got crypto going down for the past couple of days, which is good because we always want to find a better entry. Why are they going down? Because is it going to continue to fall? It's declined after Federal Reserve released FOMC minutes showing concern about inflation and future rate decisions. So investors have reacted by reducing exposure to risk assets like Bitcoin. So that's why it seems like it's going down, also because of the geopolitical events. This has got to be an AI. He's too handsome for, and it looks weird. He's got like the Arabic thing and he's got a suit. Okay, that's funny. Why is crypto failing? We've already talked about this. Because of the Federal Reserve. Bitcoin price analysis, 60K critical support. I mean, we already saw this on the charts. Hopefully it doesn't go down over there, but right now it still looks bearish. I mean, Bitcoin is still bearish, guys. Bitcoin is still bearish. Let's just see over here. Let's see real news. Today, US this. I need to subscribe. US digital. So it's not much going on. It just seems like everything is just bearish. All the Bitcoins and all the cryptocurrencies are bearish, but not much. It's only the small coins that dropped heavily by like 5%, 3%, 4%. But then if you're looking at the big currency pairs, I mean the big trading pairs, I mean Bitcoin went up by 0.45%. Ethereum went down by 1%. USDT went by, I mean, nothing. XRP 1%. So all the main things that everyone has huge investments in, they're only down by 1%. But then if you're looking at the smaller coins, the meme coins, they're down by 5 to 6%. So yeah, this is the news analysis for today, guys. We are still on the charts. We've got a couple more minutes before I gotta call it a night and then go to bed. So interesting moves happening today. I'm expecting a lot of market sweeps. I'm expecting a lot of liquidity sweeps. So I would just, guys, today, I would just say that don't trade. Today, don't trade. Just watch, speculate. You could, perhaps do demo trading if you want to trade impulsively. Sometimes I get that itch that I feel like I just want to take a trade, but I know it's a bad idea, so I end up just using a demo account. And then while using the demo account, then I say, aha, I was right, or aha, I wish I entered a trade with my real account. But better safe than sorry. You don't want to give back to the market. You definitely want to keep your account balance safe. And you're welcome, Oriane. You are most welcome. So that is my analysis for today, guys. I want you all to understand something, that these analysis is important. Okay, it's important to go on the chart. It's important to understand the fundamentals. It's important to see what's going on in the world of the political events. I mean, I am a political graduate, so maybe seeing what's happening in the world of politics is boring, but for me, it's like watching a movie. It's always exciting. It's like breaking news. Oh my God, what's going to happen? Blah, 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 blah. I love politics because I studied politics and I graduated politics and I worked in politics for quite some time. So for me, this is like it's something that excites me. Maybe for you guys, it's kind of boring. So if you want just the latest news, be sure to subscribe, because I share the news every day. I like to talk about the news. I'm more politically driven, so I end up talking about the politics of things a little bit more than just trading, besides the trading charts and analysis. So if you want to be part of the group where you learn how to trade and also chart and also follow up with the fundamentals, be sure to join our community, which is mostly on Discord. We also have other accounts everywhere else, but mostly on Discord. That is our main place of contact. That is a place where you can join and actually learn how to trade with direct mentorship with me. I offer completely free ebooks on how to become an institutional trader. As I'm an institutional trader, I trade with the institutions. I understand their market behavior. I understand what they look for. I understand the levels they look to take trades. So if you want to understand, there's different types of trading. There's SMC, there's ICT, there's ABC, but I'm an institutional trader. So if you're interested specifically on understanding how to trade as an institutional trader, the links are in the bio, guys. Just be a part of the community. It's a new community. We're still fresh, but we are active. We're here every day. You'll see me posting every day on this YouTube channel. So also subscribe and learn something new every day. I'll also be doing educational videos very soon. Right now, I'm just doing analysis, but pretty soon I'm going to start rolling in a whole online course completely free on how to read the charts as an institutional trader. And if you want to even go above and beyond and actually want to ask me questions in person, you can always join our mentorship, which I do a couple of times in a week. And you can ask me questions. I teach it completely for free, guys. Honestly, trading is free knowledge. It is free knowledge for all the people who are out there spending money to learn. I'm sorry, but I mean, it's up to you. If you want to pay thousands of dollars to some guy who'll teach you the same thing that I teach completely for free. So trading is free knowledge. I'm happy to teach it. I enjoy it. I'm literally sitting at home right now, relaxing and enjoying what I'm doing. I mean, I'm always on the chart anyway. So I had a long day, and we'll wrap it up over here. Stay tuned and subscribe and follow. Join our Discord. Links are in the bio. You'll get access to books, mentorship, trading advice, trading insights. You can even share your trading analysis, your P&Ls, and I'll give you feedback, guys. Just tag me. You'll see my name over there. It's Faisal. Just tag me. Ask me questions. I'll answer everything that you guys need. I think it's interesting and really important for trading. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. The big picture is always important, because, you know, a lot of traders, what they do is as soon as they get on the charts, they go, how do I enter a trade? Let me go on the 5-minute time frame. Oh, there's a rejection wick over here. So they end up clicking the buy button. Okay, they instantly enter the market because there's a rejection wick, and then they target wherever they target, and they place their stops right below. Institutional traders know for a fact, like, the institutions are not stupid, guys. They're going to know that all the traders who rushed, put their stop loss right here. And I can guarantee you guys, you can come back in like 10-15 minutes, you're going to see that the price has hit the stop loss for sure. And then traders who are rushing are going to sell, and then price is going to go up and sweep liquidity again. So honestly, guys, like, you gotta understand how institutions work, and you shouldn't be an impulsive trader. And you shouldn't only look at the 5-minute time frame or the 15-minute time frame, because scalp trading, it starts and it stems from the 4-hour time frame. You chart on the 4-hour time frame, and here's literally free education material I'm telling you guys. You do your charts and your analysis and your lines on the 4-hour time frame. That's all you got to do. Higher highs, higher lows, lower highs, lower lows. It's all on the 4-hour time frame, guys. That's it. That's all you need to do. And then you come down into the 1-hour time frame, and that's where you mark your imbalances. And then once you mark your imbalances, you go down to the 5-minute or 15-minute time frame, and that's where you find price with rejection wicks. You look for rejection wicks and you trade off of that, or liquidity zones. That's it, guys. Liquidity zones are the best in 30-minute time frames, like the sweeps. You want to enter and exit trades with sweeps at the 30-minute time frame, but entries is specifically 5-minute time frame. That is it. But then there's details. There's details, the strategy itself, when to trade, how to trade, all these things. I teach it in the mentorship, guys. So if you haven't followed and subscribed, do it right now. I'll see you guys. I appreciate your support. For all of you that are watching right now or hanging out with me, we'll be here every single day. I am not going, except the weekends, because man's got to sleep over here and have a life. But besides that, guys, I'll be here every single day, teaching you guys for years and years to come, because you guys need to learn trading the right way. There's a lot of people who completely damage the reputation of the trading industry because of their signals, because they're gurus selling all these crazy courses that doesn't even make any sense. These guys, they're playing around with all of your feelings, and you don't need a indicator, you don't need a magic bot that makes you profitable, because if these things existed, everyone would be rich. They don't exist. The reality is you need to depend on yourself. You don't need to depend on someone to feed you when you can feed yourself, because once you have the skill in your mind, nobody can take it away from you. Once it's in your mind, nobody can take it away from you guys ever. It stays with you for life, and the market's algorithm will never change. People think, oh, if I know this strategy, then the algorithm will change. No, this algorithm, it's set up in a way where it will never change. And there's always new traders. And why won't it change? Because 95% of the world is unprofitable. 95% of the world is unprofitable. So there's a high chance that you guys know this. Like, you probably lost a lot of money. So 95% of the world is unprofitable. So why would the market makers change the way the market goes? It won't change. It's been the same way all the time. So we'll speak again on Monday. Follow, stay tuned, and thank you for being part of this journey. I'm super excited for this channel to grow. I appreciate all the support, guys, and most importantly, guys, I gotta tell you that I appreciate all of you guys, all the hustlers over there, everyone that's hustling right now out there. You guys are fantastic, because one day you're gonna make your parents proud. You're gonna make your wife, your husband, your kids proud. You're gonna upgrade your life, guys. So have a fantastic weekend. And can I check Bitcoin before I go? Of course. What a question. I would love to check Bitcoin before I go. See, a simple question like it makes me happy. I want to be of service to you guys. I love teaching. So as I mentioned earlier, on the 4-hour time frame, we are still in a consolidation zone. So the sad, unfortunate news that I know you don't want to hear is that the market is not going anywhere. Right now, we're just in a box. So there's nothing to do. We are in this gray box over here between 71,465 and 65,790. Market is ranging. It's just waiting for some big something big to happen in, the fundamental side or the geopolitical side. So we're just waiting. We're just hanging around and we're waiting. And until then, we just got to be patient and see what's going to happen next. But so far, nothing's happening. Price is in consolidation. Yesterday, it swept liquidity very cleanly. It came at the very bottom of the range. It swept liquidity and it re-entered inside the consolidation box, and then price is now going up a little bit higher. So we might start seeing, it's been bearish since Sunday last week, As you can see, price has been just going down inside the range, but you might start to see from here a market structure shift. So if you want to see a market structure shift actually, you know what? We're going to look at a deeper picture. All right, let me show you something over here. So over here, price did not go higher. Okay, price over here did not go higher. Price did not go higher. All right, and then here, there is an internal inside the consolidation zone. There's an internal market structure shift on a 4-hour time frame. I'm so glad, Oriane, that you asked me to look at the chart, because look at what I just found thanks to you. We have an internal market structure shift, which happened 4 hours ago. Interesting. So if we're going to be looking at a 1-hour time frame, we're probably going to see it cleanly. Oh yeah. Oh, I see it. Okay. So there's the internal market structure shift over here. All right. So now this means that relative equal lows, price didn't go lower. It tried to, and it rejected, and now it's going to aim higher. So if we go down to 30 minutes, you're probably going to find an imbalance that got filled somewhere for sure. And there's one right here and nothing down here. So if there's nothing that's down there, that means this internal, that's why I probably didn't notice it, because I didn't see any imbalances. This internal market structure shift is not that significant. There is an imbalance fill over here, but it's minuscule. There's another imbalance fill over here. It's very, very, very minuscule. It's nothing crazy. It's just tiny imbalance fills. Very, very tiny imbalance fills. Nothing significant. But there is a market structure shift. That's the beauty. I'm super happy about this. So we'll come back on Monday and we'll see what happens. The question is, do you think it's going to go higher, or do you think it's going to go lower? Good question. But this internal market structure shift is a good sign, but there's no real imbalance. So it's not really real. It's not really valid. It's an internal market structure shift, but it's not really meaningful. It's still a 50-50. It doesn't give you any confirmation, because I don't really see any displacement candles. I don't see institutional activity. This is just price doing what it does, which is just move around, but I don't actually see any institutional activity. So let's see what happens, guys. For the time being, hit that subscribe button, follow, and join our Discord community, and I'll see you guys later.